Hell yeah.
So last night, I mean, we're at the fights, and of course, some booze fest started happening, the Cohen main. All of a sudden, we look over, and we see you and Strickland,
It was even
chipping.
way earlier than that. It was like right after the Bryce fight, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, it was before the co-main and
Yeah, that's true.
I think it was before the Paddy fight.
Yeah, that's right. Right after Bryce and right before Patty and Tony.
Yes.
That's all people were talking about. We were like up in the Budweiser lounge or whatever.
I saw
and people are like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was on social media this morning when I woke up, and it looks like there wasn't even an event last night. The only thing I see is everybody, there was, 23,000 people showed up to watch me and Sean Strickland fight for like 10 seconds.
Dude, you've been calling out. You're like, dude, those punches were nothing. If that's what it's gonna be, then let's just fight now.
Yeah, man, I mean, what's cool about it is the big thing about fighting somebody is, the unknown. You don't know how hard this guy hits, how strong he is. He now knows how strong I am. And I now know how he hits, and I understand. Like I said, I understand the finish rate. Being 33%.
I saw that tweet. Why he has a finish rate of like 20-30%. You hit like a girl.
Well, how did he get kicked up? Because the thing is, everybody's kind of coming in on Strickland because Strickland talks so much shit about everybody. Ian Gary came after O'Malley. He came after what's his name for Izzy for feeding his hand.
Oh yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I do see his point when it comes to Izzy.
Yeah. You're not into jerking dogs off?
No, it's just not my thing.
Yeah, not mine.
To each their own.
To each their own, and that's the thing with the Ian Gary thing. To each their own.
Yeah, but,
Izzy wants to jerk. We're in America, man. Do what you want.
You can't say like you can't just go off on everybody and then somebody says something back to you and you get pissy. You can't pick the topic if you'll go after everybody for anything.
100%. I mean, with me and Strickland, we met each other once or twice before this whole thing, even before, like when I fought Whittaker, because he said, I remember that week, he said in the press that Whittaker's absolutely going to smoke me, and well, can't blame, everybody said that, but then we met on the day, because that was a week before he fought, when he fought Abus at Apex, and that morning I was in the PI training, and we walked past each other, and I was like, hey, yesterday you talked shit about me.
What's up, then?
And we were standing like in the lobby, and he said, listen, man, it's just like, man, good luck to you. It was nothing personal, it's just, and I didn't take it personal. I was like, okay, cool. And he was a very nice guy, a cool dude.
Yeah.
I respect him as a fighter, obviously, and as a guy, like we met once or twice. He's a cool guy. So when we came to the press, you're dealing with Sean Strickland. He doesn't really banter one person per se. He just rants about everything.
Everybody and everything.
So I was ready for that. And then, I'm not a guy that makes up fake beef. I just don't do it. I see that a lot.
Keep the energy.
It's a little bit. It's cringy for me. So I mean, if there's gonna be beef, there's beef.
Yeah.
If there's gonna be banter, I'm all for it. I like it. It's good. But it's friendly banter. It's it's sharp. It's funny. And with me and Sean, I was expecting that. And then I try to be myself the whole time. If you're gonna come at me, I'll come at you. But if there's nothing there, then there's nothing.
Yeah.
And it started out quite civil, and I think he wanted the attention of the crowd because that is his MO. That's how he gets the people excited, like bashing his opponents. And it was chilled, and I feel like, I would say, halfway through the press conference, he felt like the attention is not where it needs to be. And he said, well, we're going to fight. We don't need to be friends, so fuck you. And he just went at it. I said, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
And obviously, this is a big mental game. This whole fight thing is a mental game for me. That's all fun and games, but at the end of the day, that's part of the fight. What happens in that press conference, that's a fight before the fight, just like the weigh-in is.
And you have to win it.
100%. And there's nothing he could possibly say to throw me off. And I said, cool, I'm going to start chipping away and see what I get, because he looks like a guy that he's not going to be easily triggered, because, like you said, he dishes it out. So you
think he'd have the thickest skin,
And the first thing I said, and that was only the beginning. He can be so glad it was the end. I had so much more to go.
Oh my God.
I was so ready for that. And that was the first thing I said, this guy. And I thought, oh, he's acting like this. And then I saw he was like
shaking.
And I'm like, oh, I really got you. Okay. And
This was like level one of the trash bag.
And because I was like, well, I did all this homework and I did all this preparation for this, and now first thing I say, come on.
You have
like doing a whole fight, punching the guy one shot.
First round knockout. Like, damn it, I've trained for 5 rounds, you bastard.
But and then obviously last night happened. So we walk in, to the.
I think they put you together near each other on purpose, bro.
No, well, I mean that. I don't think so.
I saw
but-
Dana say
He was
like,
who's the dumb shit?
Well,
that was me.
But Dana came to me afterwards, and I'll get to that. We walk in, and I look at my ticket. So, I mean, this is my first time sitting cage side. So obviously, I live in South Africa, so I don't come to all the events. And I said, okay, and like, this is your row C, seat number 4, 5, whatever. And I go, okay, and I start looking because I see that's Sean Strickland over there. All the fighters sitting there, so I'm assuming they're going to go.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, no, you're on that side.
oh my God.
And I immediately realized, like, he's in row A, then B, and then C, meaning we are sitting
2 rows.
like this
Literally,
far away
yeah,
from
like
each
this
other.
close to each
But
other.
literally,
we're fine.
we even had the same seat number. So he's literally sitting right in front of me.
Dude, that's gotta be set up.
gotta be
though.
on purpose,
My teammate goes, this is, no, I know what's going to happen here.
I saw him. He was the bald guy with the glasses on. Right?
No. That was the guy that was just here, Henny. Yeah, teammate,
Yeah.
coach, yeah. He
Okay.
had the hat on,
Yeah.
and he goes, I know you. This is going to be...
This is trouble.
He's like, this is trouble waiting to happen. I said, bro, I'm not going to get into a fight at the UFC. Like, I'm a professional.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm a professional.
I was gonna talk
I'm not
shit.
gonna I said, yes, I am going to talk shit. That you better know. But, I'm not going to start a fight.
Yeah.
And he goes,
He just doesn't buy.
He just knows it. He's like,
he
oh,
knows it's
okay.
gonna get spilled. It's
Yeah.
like,
We go, and then obviously they tell me the cameras are going to be on you guys now. And I obviously know, listen, this is his domain. The crowd's definitely booing me.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I just went, cool, I'm just going to join them with the boos.
Yeah.
And boo him. Like, like, cool, I'm with you guys. I'm booing him too. And as I did it, because you could see him on the screen too, I just saw he was so irritated.
got
Then
so
he turned
pissed.
around and he did the whole gun thing, and I went, wow. And he turned back around. I could see that he was just so frustrated. And I said, listen, even with that gun, you're missing. Even with the gun, you're losing that fight.
Hell yeah.
And he kind of looked around and I said, yeah, look in front of you before I beat your ass.
Oh my God.
No, just kidding. And he turned around and Gilbert Burns' kid
Yeah, right there.
was right there. And then Alex Matoja's wife,
Yeah.
kids were. And he leaned over to say something, and I was like, okay, cool.
So
I know this might go down. I just took Gilbert's kid, and I said, sorry, kid.
Yeah.
And he went to Pantoja's kids, and it was almost very similar, like, move out of the way. And I moved these 2 chairs, and there was 1 chair between us. And I said, well, come on then.
Yeah.
Come on then. And,
What was that?
and then we were looking at each other, and it almost, like, he said something, I said something, and it was almost like, okay, that's the end of the storm. And I turned, but still looking at him, and he turned away, and then he just jumped. Because it was like, I thought it was over, and he just jumped. I was like, okay, here we go. And then
So
we get
you
into it.
both were like, move the kids out. Because
Yeah.
you see the video of like, Strickland.
That'll be
moving
bad, man,
Yeah,
if there's
yeah.
kids involved.
Yeah, the kid. I mean, though they're Gilbert Burns
yeah,
kids. They
yeah,
might be
Burns
throwing
kids.
arm bars up
They're like,
too.
let's
Like,
go,
yeah,
let's
like
go.
let's go.
Well, and it was it was crazy because we were in between a lot of fighters. So it was so crazy, the vibe after the whole thing happened.
Yeah.
Usually if you're in a social setting like that and something like that happens, some people are crying. People are going, you just see the fighters. Yeah. Everyone is so used to this.
You can see a picture of Volkanovski standing up on a chair and just
Trying to
smiling.
watch.
He was so happy.
Bilal was right there too. They're looking. You just see all the fighters smiling. Like, yeah, let's
kick
get
his ass.
it.
Yeah, no, Michael Chandler, great guy. I've trained with him quite a few times down in South Florida, and he was sitting there. He's like, yes, yes, man, we get it. We got to fight. Let's go.
Well, I mean, you guys has probably sold another 500,000 pay-per-views right there.
Yeah,
But
probably,
and the
man,
beautiful
well.
part was like, it wasn't even for the sale. It was real beef, and you
Yeah.
get more money for it.
Well, and the crazy thing is we came into this thing without any beef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously the press conference happened, and you got triggered.
The thing is,
here we are.
Yeah.
How do you feel the fight in the stands went? Did he land anything? You land something?
So it was a great fight. 100%. Like I said, I'm 5-0. I was 5-0 in the
you're
T-Mobile.
6-0.
I'm 6-0 now.
Undefeated in the
Yeah.
UFC,
They should at
baby.
least give you the interim belt, dude.
Because
the hell?
what happened was, obviously, when he came over the chair, like, there's only one way to go. I'm either going that way or we are falling backwards, and
Yeah.
I ain't letting that happen.
Yeah.
So he was on top like this. I just got his legs. Got the
Dunked
takedown.
him.
As I was on him, I got a few in.
Yeah.
But then, obviously, we got separated.
I mean,
I
you're
was like-
broken up. So
Yeah, so
fast.
I mean, I felt some punches. He definitely landed some shots, like you're on top of there, because he was like.
Like trying to
But
elbow
I mean,
you,
that
yeah.
was good. It was cool.
Yeah.
Kind of fun. It's like kind of funny because as a fighter, I mean, do you love fighting?
I love fighting.
And fighting's fun, right?
Fighting's the
But
funnest thing.
fighting real fights is better than fighting some, like in the cage is fun, but like,
There's some build up. There was
Yeah.
no build up to this. It was like, what? Okay, here we go.
yeah, and it's like the best adrenaline, I think,
We just did a bunch of work with Mike Perry because they had bare knuckle out in Utah, and they were all talking about like bare knuckle feels so much more natural because I'm in a fight now.
You're in
you
a
know?
fight. I
Yeah.
guess he knows a lot more about like these kind of situations than I do.
yeah, seriously. Well, like you were saying earlier in South Africa, so everyone afterwards is like, oh, don't press charges. Because you remember the whole Colby thing when you press
Yeah.
charges.
Against
they had
the
to,
hospital, yeah.
Yeah, and they had to drop it so they could fight again because, the lawsuit. And you're like, you're probably not from, you're not from America, so you're not used to all this
Like
suing
lawsuits?
bullshit,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, when people sue each other in South Africa, but I mean, that's for like real stuff, not like a little
Fight.
scuffle. I mean, that's
This guy
come
was
on.
like, good on you, thanks. Let's go again.
yeah,
I mean,
like
it
they'll
was-
sue you if something real bad. Like if you get a little
Yeah, I mean, if he hit me with a chair from behind or whatever, I mean, that is causes for some concern, but I mean, it was a
scratch
good,
is
good
scratch.
old-fashioned scrap. I
Scrap,
mean,
yeah.
mutual combat.
yeah, you
can't
both
be-
wanted it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But he didn't realize he was coming over with a chair to a boar. I mean, he was gonna catch that.
Absolutely. I mean, we're always ready for that. Always ready for that. But I mean, it was
South
great.
African boar, right
Yeah,
here.
man. We are built different.
Hey,
man.
though, we've been having a lot of discussion on our podcast about if jiu-jitsu works or not. And I love it because right here, you're like, I'm not going backwards.
Bro,
Because if you
100%.
land on the concrete, you could literally get hurt.
Yeah, and also, I mean, if he's on top, he's throwing, and I'm falling backwards, like, that looks like a loss in anybody's book.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I said, no.
Dude, and the fact that you can think about all that as it's going, for me, I'm just like, oh!
I
Because
see
you have to
red.
think, if you think of the art of war, I just thought about it as, you want the high ground. And
Yes.
unfortunately, Strickland was on top of a chair, and
Yeah.
I didn't have the high ground, so I had to make it even. Got him on his back, and that was
Dude,
the
but do
high
you
ground.
think? I mean, you guys are going to fight in January, and you know what? Ramsey almost scrapped with Strickland one time backstage too.
Yeah, after he fought one of my friends and teammates,
yeah?
Court McGee, they had like a crazy fight, and it was technically it was a draw, and then later on they changed it for a win for Strickland. Court McGee, I don't know if you ever seen that one.
Is that the one where he was talking to him the whole time?
Yeah. I mean, he was
Yeah, I
talking
think-
shit,
yeah.
and then like I was just in the back, like Court had to go to the hospital or something, and Strickland's ear was all. That's where his ear exploded. Was Court kicked it, and I'm just sitting there like eating, like how you do in the back, and he's like, if you want some, you can. And I was like sitting with like Uriah Faber, I was like, are you talking to me? Like I was like, what do you? I was like,
No, I do not want some. What are you talking
I
about?
was
I'm
like,
trying to eat my pretzel.
yeah, I was like, bro, I was
Come on,
eating
man.
ice cream. I was like, no, I think you got the wrong. I was like, you and Court just fought, bro. I was
You
like,
are, it's not me. I was just in the corner. You want the ice cream.
that was like, and he's like, you were coaching against me. And I was like,
Sorry.
I was
to do my
like,
job.
sorry, bro, sorry, I'm not fighting you for free. Like, I was the funniest. And then after that, though, I kind of liked him. Like, a lot of people would be like pissed. I was like, he is kind of an old school G. you know?
Listen. There's like people think like I remember last night when all the security was around us. He freaked out. He was like, ah. And obviously he just chilled. We are fighters. That's the only way a sprinter knows he's faster than anybody else. He's going to pursue this is by beating people in running.
Yeah.
The only way we know that we fight better than everybody else is
Fighting.
we've been in brawls.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So I mean, for me, I do this every day. This is my life.
It's a tune-up.
It's just not in the gym, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's what do you think's going to happen?
Well, it's got to
Exactly.
What
feel
do you
like
think's gonna-
comforting because
I
you guys are fighting next month. You seem calm as hell. I mean, but you were in his head.
Yeah, bro,
You got- it's gotta
100%.
be
But
so
that's what
like-
I'm
it's gotta
saying.
be
Is
so nice.
For me, I was completely calm about it. I wasn't angry. I wasn't like, Immediately, I was having fun.
I mean, we could see like smiling.
And the security was like, you need to chill out. I'm like, I'm as chill. I can't be more chill. What do you want from me? I don't know what you want
any
from
more
me.
chill. I'm like,
Do you want to carry me to my seat? And but I mean, there's no hard feelings. I still have the world's respect for Sean Strickland.
Yeah.
No, he's a real man. I said it, and he showed that last night. I mean, he stood up for himself, and he did what he. That's what a real man does.
Yeah.
He stood up for himself. Listen, did he behave like a champion? Probably not. But at the end of the day, champion or not, we are fighters. We are not football players.
Yeah.
We are not sprinters. We are fighters, and that's what we do. It's in our DNA.
we're not
So-
politicians.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
So, I mean, there's a situation where the talking's done, and that's what fighters is.
Yeah.
Fighting is you get politics, and then you get the fighters. If you look at a war, you have the politicians starting the war, and then you have the guys who go fight the war. And we are fighters. And I mean,
What about
that's
like that
happened.
Colby thing? Because you're saying those are like two separate. When he's talking about Leon's dead dad and all that, and then later at the weigh in. He's like, I was in character.
Yeah,
I was in
joking
character, you know, and
Yeah, listen, I mean, there's obviously some sort of. I'm a very big, all is fair in love and war type of guy.
yeah.
So, I mean, but it is a very far line to cross, especially with the lack of hatred they have for each other.
Yeah.
There wasn't real there was animosity, but I'm not talking about, there wasn't the animosity he and Masvidal had for each other.
Yeah.
For example.
Yeah.
Even him and Usman, and now they've gained each other's respect, but there was animosity. Him and Leon, I felt, to go that far ever is really not a good thing, especially in that route. Like, I mean, going after somebody's father who died, it's
Out of pocket. Man.
I don't think it belongs anywhere, to be honest. I mean, it's not.
thing is-
But did you see what Dana said?
The big thing is you can go and say, Dricus, well, you went after Sean Strickland because of his dad.
Yeah.
I did not do a single thing wrong because he
Introduced
introduced it, he talked about it, and everything I said was factual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His dad did beat the shit out of him, and I am going to beat the shit out of him. So, I mean, it wasn't...
Worse, though.
Yeah, exactly. So it wasn't the fact that I was making jokes about child abuse, anything. It's the facts of the matter
Hell yeah.
that did happen. And he introduced it to the world, not me.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and that's the thing is like, it's hard because when Dana said, you know, the whole Leon thing, he goes, you could literally look at our pay-per-view sales went up 25% during the press conference right after he said, I'm going to put you in hell, whatever, about his
Your
dad.
dad, yeah.
So then you're like, Dana's like, well, yeah. And everyone asked him like, yeah, that line was crossed, but then the sales went up. So it's like, what's the real?
Yeah, 100%. But I mean, people going, yeah, the UFC wants this because it makes sales, it promotes about. Yeah, sure. But what I do like and respect about the UFC is they give you a mic and a platform, and they go,
You do your thing.
you do you.
You do
I
you.
mean,
You
if you're not
bury
breaking the
yourself.
law, do whatever you want.
You either bury yourself or you build yourself.
Yes, exactly. So whatever you think is the right move, and you go there, you pick a persona if you want, you be yourself, whatever you want to do. Here's a mic. There are the people. Go at it. And that's something is very rare in sports, and that's what I love about the UFC.
Me too.
They don't try to censor us. You know, a lot of people go, you know, I have so many people ask me, was that staged last night? Like, was it staged?
No.
If I'm doing a staging and somebody's hitting me on the head like that, no way.
Yeah, I'd be like,
No,
This is
they don't.
WWE. I'm not gonna take.
Like,
I'm not
then
gonna
I want two fight person.
yeah.
But
It
yeah,
would
so
have
I
been
mean,
a lot better fight.
So with Colby, obviously Colby, anybody who's met him before, he has a persona, you know,
Yeah.
and it's been working for him. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's a slippery slope.
Dude, I to be honest, I had 8 G's on Leon last night, so I was thrilled. But it was kind of hilarious at the end when he was like, "You're all broke bitches anyway." Fuck you.
Yeah, that was like,
that was fucking
because as he said, no, you think you want to fight? I'm like, Colby, come on, guy.
Yeah.
Come on, guy. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
You're like one round if you're lucky, come on.
Yeah,
and
he
then he
won
went
round
off.
5, maybe.
You guys are broke bitches anyway. All right.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's
yeah.
cool. Got to respect that. But, you know, and getting back to Sean Strickland, like, he's not, obviously he has some sort of a persona that he puts on, but mostly it's real. And, you know, I got to respect that. And, you know, last night he gained more respect from me than anything else, you know, to show that, listen, he is a fighter.
Yeah.
He's going to do it. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, he didn't fight because it was required. He fought because he was triggered. And that's me. That's a win.
And that's
a
beautiful.
win.
That's a win.
Because you're in his head now,
I'm
you
in his
know?
head.
And like I feel like some fighters do better when you keep them calm, you know what I mean? Like I felt like there's some like guys that you're like, as long as you, good respect, you don't talk shit. And they're like, they do worse, but some guys you got to get in their face, get them emotional.
And
And
Jose Aldo taking
Yeah.
one from McGregor.
McGregor, Jose Aldo's the greatest example, you know?
So this is what I ask all the guys though. You're spent your whole life fighting. I mean, your big base was judo, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I started with judo when I was 5, but my biggest base was K1 kickboxing.
Okay, so you've been fighting your whole life. Now you're in the lights, right? I mean, for most of your life, your whole mentality was, I just got to get better at fighting, get better at fighting. But now you have to do both. Now you have to be good at fighting as well as being a showman on the mic. Has that been a hard transition for you? Or do you feel like you're shining in the lights?
You know, the big thing is, and that's very true. People, you know, you get a lot of comments. People are like, these guys who just stopped talking, they're talking in the cage. Well, no, I hear you. But I mean, then we would be doing amateur wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is where you get the WWE, which is 100% entertainment only.
Yeah.
No, it's a show. It's amazing. Those guys are
Predetermined.
super athletes, but it's predetermined. and it's
They
entertaining.
sacrifice for their bodies.
No, but listen, I mean, if you have a guy who's weighing, 230, 220 pounds,
Have you ever
and
seen that
he's
meme
doing a
of-
front flip off the K, I'm like, wow, that is impressive.
They're impressive, yeah.
But, I mean, it's 100% predetermined. It's for
Predetermined,
entertainment.
yeah.
Then you have amateur wrestling, which is entertaining if you are a wrestling fan.
yeah.
But it's about the sport, 100%. It's pure athletics happening. And then you have that's what the UFC has created, in MMA. The fans are there to see the sport, but they're also there to be entertained.
Yep.
And you have to get that balance. And another thing is, when I was fighting in South Africa in the UFC, it's an international organization, but started in South Africa. Obviously, I built the fan base. I was a double division champ, and then you come to the UFC, and it's a completely different fan base because now you have America. It's much bigger. Everything's bigger. More people. A bigger, different crowd.
Yeah.
No matter what you do, you're gonna have people who love it, people who hate it.
Yeah.
And when you are coming from another country and fighting in the UFC, you better know you're gonna get booed.
Yeah.
Every single time. I mean, when I'm fighting an American fighter, of course, that's how it's gonna be up until you become a legend of the sport, or you build your name up to a level like Robert Whittaker.
Well,
Robert Whittaker. I
yeah.
mean, when I fought Robert Whittaker, people were booing me. I'm like, I would have probably booed
me too.
Because,
Yeah,
I mean, it's
yeah.
Robert Whittaker. Everybody loves him. He's the nicest guy on
I
earth.
know.
and
I
he's
was
such-
kind of like, I was really sad when you.
Yeah, a lot of people.
I mean, no offense, but
I
I was
wasn't
like, I
one
love
of the
Robert.
sad people, but
But it's only 2-3 fights away, though, right? Big examples, Izzy, it turned on him quick. Everybody hated Strickland. Then he beat Izzy. Everybody loves Strickland, right? It
Yeah.
turns so you're a champ. The first time you beat the champion, people don't like you. The first time you defend, everybody loves you. Every time.
Yeah,
Look
I
at
think-
Volk and Holloway. Everybody
yeah,
hated
exactly.
Volk.
But
True.
I mean, and Holloway is also one of those guys. But Volk, he proved himself, and that's
Yeah.
like you said, that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, is you got to respect the athlete. You got to respect the athlete. Look at Colby when he started with his persona. I was like, what is this guy doing?
It's crazy.
Like I'm like,
You Brazilians, you all stink.
I was like, hey,
You-
guy, you don't care. Like, I understand. Like, I don't care if people like me or dislike me. At the end of the day, you will respect me because I will go out there and show that I'm the best fighter in the world.
Yeah.
And that is what it's about. So you are gonna have the fans that can't deny you as a fighter. But to go out the Colby route, I was like, bro. This is like you're putting all your chips on red.
Yeah.
Man. You're putting all your chips on red.
Not just
And-
like his retirement funds,
I'm
like everything,
my God, like
dude.
the whole, you are really going for it. And then he fought amazingly. Like he made a fan out of me. I didn't like him. I thought he was boring.
Yeah.
And then that first Usman fight, I went,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Second one, I'm like, now you are, because it's almost like his persona lit a fire in him that now I have to go out
do
there
it.
and fight, because if people start booing, even if you're winning and you're not fighting entertaining, the people are gonna they're gonna boo you.
Me especially. I'm like, you sir.
Well, like even like the Pantoja fight when that was getting
Well,
the
let's
crowd turned on them.
Well,
fast.
what I have to say, the crowd can be ruthless because from a fighter's perspective, especially in the first
First round.
the first 3 rounds were, to me, were amazing.
Yeah.
Especially that
Pantoja?
first round. Bro, he just goes. I was like, that guy just went like
maybe,
forward.
maybe first round, but after that, I was like, boring.
He's the most casual fan.
Oh, so you're like, if you're
Yeah.
not standing and banging, I don't want it.
Bro, he literally is like, I could beat up these 20. And I'm like, no, you can't.
25ers, dude. I got
Bro, I got your ass
double.
kicked by a 135 amateur.
That was
That
my
was-
second day ever, but now, dude, they're 25.
This is like his 70th
That's
day,
so
bro.
good.
He's
Bro,
Bro,
shit
we
out.
trained.
dude.
He literally can't make a 5-minute round through without quitting and
But
just
with
laying
those
there.
guys, I
like-
wouldn't have to. That's
Well,
one hit to the
well,
show.
let me
It's
tell
Bryce
you.
Mitchell.
Look at his punch. Show us your punch again.
Bro, I like how you showed it like this.
Yeah, like all arms.
I
He's got Ronda
have to
Rousey
look at
level
this.
striking.
Obviously, I understand they got tired, all that, but that first round, I went, wow. But
Yeah.
Tojo looked amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Obviously, when I saw the first round, he fought like somebody who took a fight on short notice.
Yeah.
He just went in like, and it's great. It's great. But, if that's the way you're going to fight, like, he's young in that title realm, I guess, in his career. So, I mean, I got to respect the guys, both of them. Royval, I thought the fight was going to finish a lot quicker than it did.
He was,
Yeah.
he was hunting him down.
Yeah, in that second round, I thought the fight's not going to the third.
Me either.
And then Royval just came and he caught him with that head kick. I was like, ooh.